So today I'm drinking out of a cup that my daughter gave me with my granddaughters on it at Christmas time, because it sort of got me thinking about this story that I read and how a lot of people are calling for some charges to people and things like that. Yet when I read the story and I look at the story and I hear the story, I kind of think that I would have probably handled this in the exact same way. Okay, so let me run down the story for you. We have a place here nearby Ottawa in Quebec that's called La Pêche, and it's a cottage area. It's a beautiful, beautiful area. There's lots of fishing there. People go ice fishing. There's a lot of cottages in the area. It's a great getaway spot here near Ottawa, Hull, in the area. Of course, in Quebec, though, right now, there is a curfew on that you're not allowed out after 8 o'clock. You're not allowed social gatherings of people outside your household, etc., etc., etc. Well, apparently the police were called for an assault up in this area at one of the cottages. And so on their way up, this is around 1:20, 1:30 in the morning, and the police noticed a car coming out of a cottage area with 5 people in it. Now, not only are you not supposed to be out after 8 o'clock or 9:30, depending where you live in the province, you're also not supposed to social gather outside your home, and there's an assault call in the area right near where they see this car coming out. So the police pull the car over, and they question them, and they find out that they're coming from a nearby cottage, and they issue these people with some tickets for being out after curfew. And they were all fairly young people. And then they continued on to where the assault took place, where they came across a 34-year-old man who had bumps and bruises and obviously had been in a fight. And they took him to hospital and got him looked after. Nothing is life-threatening, nothing, he's going to be damaged forever, anything like that. And they found out where this incident happened, and they went to the cottage where this happened, nearby, and where they found, now remember, this gentleman is 34 years old. Apparently, he went to a cottage nearby where there were 9 others, the same place, I think, where the 5 people had just left, all young people between the age of 19 and 23. Apparently, he showed up uninvited. He drove his snowmobile over to the cottage, showed up uninvited, and tried to get into a hot tub with a bunch of the younger women who were there. It was all young women in the hot tub, and the guys, I guess, were inside or doing whatever. But first of all, he was uninvited. Second of all, he just stripped down his clothes, got naked, and climbed into the hot tub with these younger women who were at least 11 years younger than this guy was, at least. In some cases, 15 years younger than this guy was there. At which point, I guess the guys saw this and decided, they weren't going to have any of that. And they proceeded to drag him out of the hot tub and give him a few bumps and bruises and send him on his way, at which point he went home and called the police. Now, when the police showed up, they were shown a video that one of the people had taken of the incident, and the police decided, so here's what they decided to do. They charged the 5 people in the car with being out after curfew. They charged the 9 people in the house with having gathered against the bylaw. They charged the gentleman with the same thing, being out after curfew, and for causing a disturbance to the peace. So basically, there were no assault charges given to the people at the party that they were having at the cottage, their get-together. And there, by the way, there's no indication that it was a rowdy party or anything like that. It seems like people who just got together at a cottage in the middle of, the woods by a lake. But a lot of people are saying, well, if he has bumps and bruises and it's obviously that they hit him or attacked him, why were there no assault charges laid on these people? And I'm going, well, first of all, we don't know the whole story. We don't know what was on that video recording that they showed the police. Was the guy the one being belligerent? Was the guy the one causing trouble and picking fights when the guys told him to leave? We don't know any of that. So to jump to a conclusion that these guys just pulled him out and laid a beating on him is, but even if that's kind of the case, right? I can remember back to my days of being, say 20 years old, 21 years old. And if I'd have seen some guy that I don't know in the middle of the woods pull up with a snowmobile, get naked and climb into a hot tub with my girlfriend and her friends, I don't think I would have took too kindly to it. I don't think I would have smiled and said, oh, that's pretty funny. I think I probably would have done the exact same thing that these guys did. And I'm kind of curious about what you guys out there think. What would you have done? Would you have called police and waited? We don't know. Was this guy intoxicated? We don't know any of that. But just the fact that some people are calling for assault charges, that this is, and I'm going, at some points in life, you kind of get what you deserve, right? If I show up at somebody else's house, uninvited, and cause trouble, and make moves on young girls half my age, I kind of deserve what I get, I think. I kind of deserve, they didn't they didn't mutilate the guy, they didn't drown him, they didn't do any of that. They made it known to him that he should not show up here anymore, basically, from the sounds of it. And the police kind of seemed to agree with that. There were no other assault charges or anything like that laid. And I don't know if they would stand up in court, since he was trespassing anyway, and the fact that he gets naked and climbs in a hot tub with a bunch of women. But it is unbelievable in a way to me that I see so many people are saying, well, why isn't this guy charged? Why wasn't he charged with assault? These girls charged with, not the girls, the guys who at the party charged with assault. I mean, they clearly assaulted him. Well, no, they didn't clearly assault him. For all we know, he took the first punch and they defended themselves. We don't know any of that because we've never seen the video and we weren't there. But boy, people love to jump to conclusions, right? And let's just put it this way. The police saw the video. The guy was trespassing. The guy got himself naked with women who were less than his age, way younger than him, at a place he wasn't invited. Just from those circumstantial evidence, who do you think the guilty party is? I know if we were watching this on Law and Order or Dr. Bull or any of those shows, Murder, She Wrote, we'd be thinking that this guy is the troublemaker. So I just kind of find it funny that so many people were saying that there should have been a lot of assault charges charged in this case. But I guess that's where we are in some cases. Let me know what you guys think. Would you have reacted any different? I'm pretty old school. I'm a non-violent person by no means. But if I see somebody stripping down and getting naked and climbing into a hot tub with my girlfriend and I'm 21 years old, I'm probably dragging that guy out of that hot tub pretty darn fast. But that's the way we were born back then. That's 30 some years ago for me. 37 years ago for me. So yeah, things were a lot different back then. Let me know, what would you guys have done? Do you think there should have been assault charges? Do you think maybe there should be more charges to that guy? Or do you think this was just something that happened and what happened kind of resolved it? Right? It's just kind of, some things just can resolve themselves. And I think this is kind of one of those things that resolved itself.